What's up, everybody? Chef Dave with Leaves and Loaves Goods back with a Christmas video. So today we're going to talk about a package we're offering on leavesandloavesgoods.com that we think every foodie will love. And so the foodie you love can be gifted this holiday. We're calling this the pantry package because we feel this enhances everyone's pantry, and there's just a couple items that are within reach that will really step up your food game at home. So a couple of things we included in this package are a bottle of our Algarve sea salt. This is sea salt from the south of Portugal, the Algarve region. This is still handmade. The seawater is taken, dried, classic, like they were doing back in Roman times. And the Romans actually loved this salt and would produce it in Portugal and send it back to the empire. So this is a huge part of history. But it is always on our table. It's got a nice texture. Think about that fleur de sel, that French, sea salt. This is very much like that. I would say a coarser texture, so it has a little bit more of that bite to it. It's a great finishing salt, just like when you want to add something at the very end while you're eating. So it's always on our table. Another thing that's always on our table is the piri piri oil. This is a Santos family tradition. When you want that bit of spice, this is what we reach for. Again, always on our table, used famously so in piri piri chicken. But it really goes on everything, especially things off the grill. But just in general, a little bit over some soup, some potatoes, whatever you want. You want a little bit of spice, this is what you want to reach for. It's fantastic. Another thing we're adding is the caramel. This is a honey from Portugal. This is the rosemary variety. All their honeys are amazing. They have huge, huge acres of property that they set hives on. It's done strategically, so let's say hives and put them in the chestnut region of their property. And so when the chestnuts flower, the honey gets this really nutty, chestnutty flavor. They do the same thing with this one in particular. This is the rosemary honey. They have fields and fields of wild rosemary that grow in the forests of Portugal, and they set their hives by these rosemary forests. This honey is just, it's so good. Great on something like duck or even just over some yogurt. Even in your like tea in the morning to add that, especially those herbaceous teas, that rosemary would go really great with. This is what you're reaching for in your pantry. We had to include one of our favorite jams. This is the French style, chunky style peach and saffron jam. This jam is at home in your morning breakfast on bread or scone or something. Very versatile, especially with these two flavors, that peach and saffron. But it is very much kind of like that sweet savory mentality. So that's why it goes really well with meats and cheeses as well. So we always have a jar of this on hand, and we think you should too. And lastly, we have a collection of amazing tins. The first one here is Wildfish Cannery out of Alaska, American product, American tin. One of the tins in America that we wholeheartedly believe in. This stuff is fantastic. Wild salmon, smoked to perfection. I just saw someone the other day just basically popping this open and eating it right out of the tin by hand. You can definitely do that. But this is also great to make into like dips, or even just like a smoked salmon salad sort of that you put onto bread, just mixing with a little bit of sour cream or maybe even a little bit of cream cheese. Really wanted to include tins that we feel would be versatile to create dishes from or to eat straight out of the tin. So this is one of those that I think can go either way, especially in the sandwich style. This is perfect. And one of the tins we included that we call out of the tin is Briosa. Briosa is a brand that's been in Portugal forever. This is one of those easy to eat tins, I call. This is very straightforward. Boneless, skinless sardines in olive oil, right down the middle. No fuss, no muss. The skin and bones have all been removed. This is all done by hand, packed by hand. Amazing company. This is one of my favorite Portuguese tins. This is the tin that you reach for when you want that afternoon snack of sardine crackers, maybe some pickles or something like that. This is what you're reaching for. We've got our Tenorio tuna. This is a tuna from the Azores in Portugal. It comes in about 4 or 5 different flavors of plain, escabeche. So this one right here is the sun-dried tomato, which is fantastic. This is what I think of if you want like a salad, a nice hearty salad in the niçoise style with some hard-boiled eggs and haricot vert or something. This is the tuna that I think of right away for a dish like that. And then lastly, we've got Ramon Pena from Spain. These are the stewed baby scallops. What's the best thing to say about this tin? It's just so good in like pasta that if you took a tin of this with a portion of linguine and you just made a nice garlic and butter kind of sauce and then added this tin with its kind of nuances, it's dinner. Like it's legit dinner. And we feel like this tin in particular is one of those tins that you can reach for a hearty meal, especially in a pasta. I mean, you can eat this straight out the tin too, don't get me wrong, but in a pasta in particular is perfect. But this would make great bruschetta, something like that. It would be also amazing in. So these items are really what we think of when we think of a perfect pantry. The salt, the spice, the sweet, the honey, the tins for different dishes that you can create from. This to us at Leaves and Loaves Goods will enhance your pantry or the pantry of someone you love that loves to eat. So click the link below, check it out, buy one for your besties, and I hope everyone has a happy holiday season. From your friends at Leaves and Loaves Goods. Thanks, guys.